Okay, welcome to our market update vlog for Zuccoli Aspire. It's been a while since we've actually spoken to you. I'm joined with Adam McCann on my far right and on your left, who is the, what's your official title?
Land Development Manager.
Is that what it is? No, I don't think it is.
Yeah,
but anyway, that's close enough.
Zuccoli Sales Manager.
Yeah, something like that. And then we've got, thank you, this is why we have Mark, our Development Marketing Manager. He keeps us both in line, and he's here to have a chat with you today as well. The reason that we have been a little quiet over the last probably 3 months is because, Macca, you've been concentrating on selling a few things out there. Obviously, stage 1A and 1B has gone very well.
It has. Out of the 181 land blocks available, there's a few MDs in there and a few MRs. We have got a few at this stage still for defence housing in the HPI blocks. And we've contracted around about 135, 136. So we've been busy tidying that up and getting prepared for the next one.
I think there's only about 6 or 7
Six left.
That we could contract that obviously haven't been at this point in time. Now that's an interesting thing because of those blocks that are the remainder blocks, most of those are the larger blocks to the left?
They are the larger blocks, so going off what the market tells us, everyone wants these smaller blocks, which the next release we've got a lot more of a mixture in the size we need, so we expect them to be competitive.
It was interesting, wasn't it? Mark, the Palmerston Council obviously had a bit to say about the square meterage of blocks. I was asked in the paper to comment upon that, and they were concerned about the blocks that were between the size of 300 to 500 square metres, and the fact that in stage A1 and A2, which we've released and starting to go to contract tomorrow morning. There is a fair amount, or most of those are concentrated in that space of 300 to 500 square metres. The comments made by the Palmerston Council were that they believe that they should be larger blocks. That's not what we're seeing that the demand was with.
Look, definitely not, and purely the evidence we had on the first release indicated that. And it was just mentioned the fact that the remaining blocks are the larger blocks in excess of 600 square metres. They're the ones that are still there, this new release. And you know, the sales record we have is very much the young couples who are getting their opportunity to have their piece of land in their house. You know, not so much the investor who's looking at building, it's about supplying the need to the younger community that we have and giving them the opportunity to have their piece of land in house.
Yeah, that's certainly, we're running the Facebook site, the Zuccoli Aspire owners page, and that is certainly the feel that I'm getting from everybody who is signing up to that, who we're keeping obviously posted on what's going on in there. It's a closed group, and there's a lot of comment there from people who are obviously families who are building them. It is interesting at the moment. There's some comments that are going on the Facebook page surrounding the new planning guidelines that were, I believe, gazetted in about September, but just have come to public knowledge through a fact sheet in relation to the open space that's required on the smaller lots under the MD coding, and it's caused some concern for some of the people that are on there that have purchased the smaller lots, which obviously has been price point driven, trying to, you know, from an affordability perspective, being able to get that value in a block. And it's caused some concern because people are trying to get 4-bedroom, 2 bathrooms onto those 330 square metre blocks, which is certainly within the scope of the legislation. However, one of the comments that I made today when I was talking to the developer was that was never the concept of the 330 square metre lot wasn't to design it for a 4-bedroom, 2 bathroom, was it?
No, it was to give that opportunity of 3-bedroom, 2 bathroom with a small proportion of land at the back or front, whichever way you wanted to lay it. And
well, interestingly, Macca, you live in town in Larrakia on a block that would be about 300 square metres.
Well, I've actually measured the other day. It's 320.
320
Yeah.
square metres.
Yeah.
What have you got? You've got 2 kids.
There's a family of 4, I've got a wife and 2 children.
Yeah.
We've recently done some renovations and put an extra master bedroom on because it was a 2-bedroom townhouse. Now we've got a 3-bedroom, 2-bathroom townhouse, and I do have a 53 square metre backyard which I just got turfed with my Sir Walter.
Yeah, I know how big that backyard was because I was out helping dig and scrape and do all those things. It looks absolutely magic. So you got 53 square metres there. 53
square metres.
Now the reason why I ask you that question is because you've got a 3x2, which is sort of the design of what that size of block is designed for effectively. Now yours is a townhouse.
It is.
And when we actually started marketing this land, we were quoted as saying that these 330s were townhouse style blocks.
And in saying that though, every quarter I pay $1,100 to body corporate, which just kills me. These lots of Zuccoli, it's your own house lot. It's a free title. You do not pay your body corporate, and that's the idea, to get people in the market that cannot afford to be able to anywhere else, and you don't have to pay your body corporate. So it's a great concept, but people, and I do feel for the people. There's a couple of comments on there where people have actually said, well, I've designed a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom.
We can't build the house we want now.
That's right, and I do feel for them because at the time when they designed their plan on the block of land that they purchased, you couldn't do that.
In July. Yeah.
That's right, in July. So we, and I've had a couple of builders ring me and say, what are we going to do about it?
Yeah.
Well, the hard fact of reality is it's not our call. However, I've spoke to Mike Shockman, the developer, and he's indicated he will back the builders. He will go into the council with them if they want to put a case towards it, and he will fight for them because that's what the developer does.
Well, the other angle is also we do have larger blocks available.
We do.
We do have larger blocks available, so there's that opportunity to actually potentially purchase one of the larger blocks, and I mean, Mike would be happy to swing that around, I'm sure. The problem with that, of course, is the larger blocks are more expensive.
Correct.
Because they're larger, and so this is very much, it is a price point driven purchase.
Sure.
And obviously, certainly empathise with those people. Unfortunately, for us, for the developer, legislation is out of our control, and the government department who have legislated for this are legislating because the intent of those 330s was never to have a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom home occupying the entirety of the block. They didn't. That was never the intent of the 330s. So they've legislated this to try and implement that intent, so that there's green space.
And on that as well, like I've read the new planning scheme of why they want the 6x6. Now I've spoke to a lot of builders about it, and everyone interprets a little bit different.
Yeah.
See, I was under the impression you could use area in the front of your block, whereas some people say no, you can't. It has to be in the back of your block. Some people are saying, well, I've got an 8 metre by 5 metre, which gives them 40 squares. Well, at the back even, but which covers a 36, but it's not 6x6, so that doesn't fit. Whereas some saying yes, you can, and others saying
so they're sort of saying you need a minimum width.
It needs to be, from what I can read, now I could be inaccurate here, but it has to be 6 metres by 6 metres. So 8 metres by 5 metres isn't 6 metres by 6. So that's why
that just seems crazy.
It is, well.
Yeah. That seems bureaucracy gone mad. Anyway, to move away from that, so in saying that, we empathise with the concerns of people who are having trouble putting a 4-bedroom, 2-bathroom on a 330. I understand why they've legislated it, but it does seem unfair. There's not a lot we can do about it, but if we can possibly accommodate, if you need a bigger block and you can afford to do that, we've got some. Come and see us.
And also, go back to your builders. Everyone's trying to help you and make this work. So it's that communication. If you've already struck a deal with one of your builders, then have a word with them, let them have a look at the design, and I'm sure we can accommodate. It's just a matter of, we have a hiccup, we've got to resolve.
I've found in the past that venting and arguing about legislation is about as effective as arguing with the umpire after free kicks being played. It's not something that gets changed rapidly or overturned. In saying that, obviously stage A1 and A2, which you've indicated, there are a lot of those 330s through to 500 square metre blocks. We've had the expression of interest phase opened up. How many you got left?
I've got,
we haven't started contracting yet, but we do that on Friday.
Well, look, to explain the process, I did receive yesterday about 1:30 the contracts. So bearing in mind there's 90
Good
lots,
news.
which 10 of them are HBI blocks, which we can't contract to title.
So we got 80 of them
So
available.
I've got 80 available. So to print out the contracts and tie up with work computers, printers while the girls sort of need them, it's taken me an afternoon to print them.
Yeah.
So I've now planned today to get in touch with everyone that has booked a land through a builder and book them in for appointment over the coming days. So,
And you've got currently how many holds on blocks?
out of the 80 I've got available, I'd have 45 to 50 of them would be on hold, and I've still got to do my ring around through my VIP client list.
So
as
the
well.
good news is that we've got about 30 available still.
And the better news is they are the blocks that people want.
Okay.
So I've got a lot of 420s to 450s, which people don't want the small 330s because
Yep.
that's 6x6, so they're aware that they need that slightly bigger. So I do have the size of what people are going to be able to put their dream homes on, or their starting points on the block of lands they're going to need.
Okay, so we've got land available. It's good
Yeah.
stuff.
Yep.
Okay. Anything that you wanted to say, Mark?
Look, it's a matter of Adam and I went travelling in his great big utes over the land, and then you can now see the clearance of the land. You can see the enormity of stage 3 and 4, and it's there for a long time. And here's the opportunity to get in now, because the whole area we actually tracked through tracks. Adam took me over Hump and Hill and Dale and everything else, and I was hanging.
It's a 2-wheel drive, don't you?
Yeah, I know. But
Yeah,
you should have seen
I was hanging on just a touch, but you see the enormity, and we spoke with Mike Shopman the other day, about branding that lot. It is now ready to have some branding on there, so we're looking at doing that. So when you are wandering, you'll know where you're going, and you'll find out where you're up to, because we're going to put the flags up, the signs up, and all those things over the next couple of months because now you can actually see, and you get excited. You drive through, and you can see there's a road there, you can see there's lots there, and it's just going to keep on expanding. That if you look from the first roundabout, anything in your visual sight as you're looking at it is Zuccoli 3, 4, and 5. It was very exciting to be there.
We'll have some new shots on that over the next couple of days.
Over the next couple of days. Yeah.
And on that as well, there's been a lot of feedback of people saying, "Well, when are they going to get the roads down?" But people have got to be aware of the new subdivision, all the power, all the services, everything's underground. So the last thing that we'll do will be putting the roads down.
Okay.
Now, as everyone's driven up Tiger Brennan, you can see it's not a massive process once the ground is right to go to lay the asphalt. Okay, so once the asphalt's up, it's imminent, guys. It's going to happen really.
I'm just as guilty of that. I said the other day in photos on Facebook, I said I hope to see some black stuff.
Yeah.
So that I mean, I think the layman, I'm meant to know what's going on, and I looked and thought I want to see.
Well, that's just the
black
construction phase, and as soon as you see the roads, you know it is imminent, because that's the last thing they do.
Yeah.
Once the roads are down, it's good to go. Then you can drive out in front of your block if you've purchased and go, I've got to build my dream home now.
Yeah.
So that's reality.
Anyone who's purchased, I encourage them to go and have a look. I mean, you see these massive channels of where they're digging out, where all the pipes and electricity cables, and you actually start to feel that there is something really happening. And so I encourage everyone, get out there, have a look. It is an amazing vision.
If you've got concerns about what's going on, obviously talk to Macca. If you've got questions in relation to purchasing, talk to Macca, and Mark and I'll be out to lunch.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
I'll keep you updated, guys.
No worries, thanks. Thanks guys for watching. As I say, any questions, you can get a hold of Adam McCann. Have a great day. Thank you.